opening bell. Markets are officially open. We are here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange where we are celebrating the start of the 2022-2023 NHL season, and what better way to do so than having the Rangers here on our turf ringing the opening bell. Everybody is extremely excited, as you can tell. You guys, how was that? Listening to the opening bell. Yeah, it was exciting, right? So let's talk to some of the people here in the crowd. Let's start with you. What are you doing here today?
Represent for Bank of America at a WSTA event today, and I live a block away, so it's convenient for me.
Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah. So do we have any Rangers fans? Obviously. Yeah. Tell me. So what do you do?
Work for Morgan Stanley on Wealth Management Tech. We're here also hosted by PagerDuty, so we're coming here to understand how the software platform is being used and, get to enjoy the party here in the morning.
Absolutely, and you're obviously a Rangers fan. And what does it mean to you to be here on this day as we're launching the 2022-2023 NHL season?
I think it's pretty exciting, because there's the team coming. We want to make sure that they win because we're New Yorkers, so we want to support them. And, coming to New York Stock Exchange and ringing the bell, being part of it, is very exciting. So we want to support everybody.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, there's about 100 people here on the floor. Everybody is extremely excited for the start of this new season, a hugely successful one at that, especially with one of our partners. The Madison Square Garden Sports Corporation has been listed with us since 2015, and they host everything from entertainment, concerts, to major sporting events, and just to be a part of it here on the floor. Let's take a look to see all of the action that's happening right here. Everybody has smiles on their faces and are just extremely excited to be here today. And we're going to start hearing from a few of the most iconic players, goalies at that. We're going to have Mike Richter down here. We're also going to speak to a few other Richter down here speaking to us today, and just about his whole experience and what it means for him to ring the opening bell and signing of the book. And I believe that they're actually making their way to the wall right now to put their names on this iconic institution. And we were actually talking about how Madison Square Garden has been a part of sort of the fabric of New York City for over 140 years. When it was first created in the 1800s, it's been 147 years, and to be in this iconic institution that has been established now for 230 years, and it is just an iconic moment at that. And I believe we're seeing Henrik right now, just right behind us, and then there's Mike and Adam. Let's take a look right here. Let's speak to some of them. Are we going to do some photos? Oh, hi Henrik, how are you?
Good.
Mike, Adam, wow. So how was that?
Fantastic. It's an amazing place. I mean, we've been here before, and honestly, it never gets old. It's one of the most historic places in this historic city, so yeah, it's an honor.
Well, actually, we were just talking about that. Mike, you've been here many times before, but this is actually your first time signing the book, signing the wall. Tell us about that experience.
It just felt more official, right? You look at the names that are on the wall, and it's just great to be part of history. We're three of us lucky to play for an iconic place like New York Rangers, so yeah, it's just kind of humbling to be part of it, really.
Yes. And actually, Henrik, you've been here many times before too, though, right?
I've been here. Never done that, though. Never rung the bell. But I have a lot of friends that work in the area. They take me on a few tours here. Actually, my brother was here about 10 years ago, and people thought it was me, but it was actually my twin brother walking around. So, but no, seriously, it's great to be here. Like Mike said, it's a huge honor to be part of it and represent the Madison Square Garden sports.
And to be here, a part of this iconic day as we're going into the 2022-2023 season. I know, Adam, for you, that this is probably a huge milestone for you as well, because not only have you played for the Rangers before, you now still work for the corporation.
Well, and certainly with the current team and how exciting a team they are, one of the youngest teams in the league, and certainly with the strides they made last year, this is just for me a celebration of the start of the season in an iconic place, and that's where you have Madison Square Garden, NYSE, two historic establishments, and we're lucky enough to be a part of it. It's a privilege and humbling.
It's funny how things all come full circle, right? I mean, did you ever think that you would one day be on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange working for the team that you once played for? And it must be extremely nostalgic for you.
As a Canadian kid growing up in Canada, it was the furthest thing from my mind, but to be here, it's special and it's something you'll never forget. It's one of those cherished moments.
And you two actually played together when you won the Stanley Cup back in 1994. Can you talk to me about that experience and what it was like, and now being here years later together on the floor of the Exchange?
Well, I mean, I'd start by saying you think about New York City in the world. It's an amazing place, but you have to live here to experience how passionate they are about their sports. They love their individual players, they love their team, they're passionate about it, and you saw that with Lynn today wearing the jersey that Hank gave her. It's just an amazing place to be, so amazing that we could merchandise in with this stuff, Adam. So yeah, it's as I said before, a humbling experience.
And what is your favorite part today so far, Henrik?
Well, ringing the bell with these two fine gentlemen. That was top moment so far for sure.
And you're still a part of the MSG family. As I understand it, you still visit often and go back. Let's talk about that experience.
Yeah, so my new role, ambassador at the Garden. I love entertainment. I love music. I love sports. I get an opportunity now to kind of cover both a little bit. Still going to work with the network, MSG Networks, covering the games. So I'm very excited about the new role. A lot of the people that I'm going to work with, I've known for a long time. It feels like home, so it feels great to spend even more time around the Garden.
Now, you all know the experience of what it's like kicking off a season, but what has been one of your most memorable season kickoffs? Do you remember any offhand?
Well, I think for us coming back after we won is an important one, but look, all of us have such condensed careers and it's a gift to have, so you kind of can't take one of them for granted, right? How many years have you played and they're all special? So I think that's one of the things you try to instill, and I think MSG's done such a good job of getting great people back into the organization and at least talk about their experience and represent the organization for the young kids coming up. Every year is so special because they don't ask you to come back. Once it's over, it's over. And so you want to just, I guess, wring out as much as you possibly can. And I know better, people to learn from than these two.
And absolutely, like you said, it's such a historical institution at that. Madison Square Garden is known to be one of the most famous arenas in the United States for sure, if not in the world. And I mean, what a privilege it is that, you're still a part of the family. All of you are still a part of the family. And what does that mean to you, Adam?
Well, I think the key term is privilege. And I always said that having the opportunity to skate on Garden ice and wear that jersey, it's a brotherhood. And regardless of what era you played in, what Ranger team or teams you played for, to have Mike and Hank here together, we're a larger Ranger family, and they would tell you to a person that as much as we're not playing, we're still huge fans, and we feel very much a part of it, very proud to be a part of it, because we've always said it's a privilege to be a part of the organization and play on Garden ice.
And Adam, you once described Henrik as the most New York person and the most New Yorkan can get, right? Can you elaborate a little bit more about what you meant by that?
I just, basically it's just that Mike and I all of a sudden got a lot cooler and a lot more hip. And when I heard that Hank, I just thought it was fantastic. He just represents everything, and he's done so much great work with not only Garden Dreams, but his own, Hank has his own foundation that he's just done tremendous work with the kids in the community and made the lives of young people better. And he's used that his excellence on the ice to just do wonderful things, and just thrilled to have him back with the family. He was always with the family, but to have him back, and quite frankly, I've got a smile on my face because Mike and I, as older guys, we watched almost every one of his games and couldn't be prouder, and thrilled to have him back.
He's not one of your biggest fans at all. How does that make you feel hearing this?
You know what? Coming to New York as a 23-year-old, you start playing for the Rangers, be part of the Garden family. Players like Adam and Mike, it's important to have guys like that around the organization, around the team. They give you so much support and give you confidence, and they make you feel you're part of it from day one. And it means a lot, especially for the young players coming from far away sometimes and starting a new career almost when you move to New York. So I always felt the support from these guys and everyone within the organization, and that's what makes it so special to continue the work with the organization. And Adam also talked about being an athlete playing at the Garden. If you ask all the musicians what arena they love to play at, I'm sure a lot of them are going to say MSG. There's something special about that place.
And MSG is a part of the New York Stock Exchange family. They've been listed with us ever since 2015, and we're just so happy to be an extension of that family and celebrate this day with you. Last question, how are you going to start the season, the 2022-2023 hockey season? Do you guys like all get together and sort of have like a game night and watch it, or walk me through it, walk me through.
Adam's a very good cook, and he always has the old guys over, and he makes just tremendous dinner. And so we anticipate doing that again this year. Yes.
Oh my God. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Go have fun celebrating and enjoy your day. Well, thank you everyone who is tuning in. We're going to leave it on that note, and we're going to be rooting for a beneficial and amazing 2022-2023 Ranger season.
We're sending the world a message that Wall Street is the home of small business.
The idea that by believing in the power of connections, the power of feeling like you belong and being kind can literally change the world.
I want to thank the people, the ones that are behind the scenes, the ones that make it happen.
Congratulations to the entire Toast team for reaching this monumental milestone. You pulled this off.
This is our opportunity to make business and technology work in harmony.
If you think about the number of companies that have walked through here, they all had this amazing moment.